What if the biggest mistake a person can make is not trusting a monster, but believing that monster has changed? Just when it feels like the danger surrounding Max, Katie couldn't get any worse. Cape Fear Season 1 episode 4 appears ready to take the story into its most disturbing chapter yet. The preview gives us only a few clues, but those clues are enough to suggest that everything we've believed about the battle between Max and the Bowden family may be about to change. And the most shocking part is that this time, Max doesn't seem to be forcing his way into their lives. It looks like someone might actually let him in. Before we break down every hidden clue and theory, make sure to subscribe because this episode could contain one of the biggest twists of the entire season. And by the end of this video, you'll see why fans are already worried about what comes next. The episode is titled Pierced, and that title alone raises countless questions. In a psychological thriller, titles are rarely chosen at random. Something is about to be pierced. Maybe it's someone's trust. Maybe it's a carefully hidden secret. Maybe it's the illusion that the Bowdens are still in control of the situation. Whatever it means, the title sounds less like a description and more like a warning. It feels as though the protective walls surrounding these characters are finally beginning to crack. One of the most important details revealed in the preview is that Anna turns to Max for help with a new client. On the surface, this might seem like a simple professional storyline, but nothing involving Max is ever simple. This is a man who understands how to manipulate emotions better than almost anyone. He doesn't need to threaten people. He doesn't need violence. He studies weaknesses and waits patiently until people lower their guard. That's what makes him so dangerous. Every conversation becomes a trap. Every act of kindness becomes a weapon. Every moment of trust becomes an opportunity. Think about what this means. For weeks, Anna has been trying to protect herself from Max's influence. She understands how dangerous he is. She knows what he's capable of. Yet somehow circumstances appear to be pushing her toward him. The question isn't whether Max will take advantage of that opportunity. The real question is how far he's willing to go. And here's where things become truly terrifying. What if helping Anna is exactly what Max wants? Most villains try to force their way into a person's life. Max is smarter than that. What if his goal is to make Anna believe she chose to trust him? If he can convince her that he's useful, reliable, or even necessary, then he gains something much more powerful than fear. He gains access. The preview hints that Anna may be struggling with difficult decisions. Perhaps this new client presents challenges she can't solve alone. Perhaps Max possesses knowledge or insight that nobody else has. Whatever the reason, their relationship appears to be shifting in a way that should concern every viewer. Because once trust enters the picture, the rules change completely. But Anna's storyline isn't the only source of tension. The preview also reveals that Natalie and Amber grow closer. At first glance, this seems like a more emotional and personal storyline. Yet Cape Fear has repeatedly shown that relationships often become the center of its most shocking twists. Whenever two characters form a stronger bond, that bond creates vulnerabilities. It creates opportunities for betrayal, manipulation, and heartbreak. Could Natalie be unknowingly placing herself in danger? Could Amber be hiding something important? Or could their growing connection eventually place them directly in Max's path? One thing we've learned from this series is that nobody exists outside the reach of Max's influence. Every relationship eventually becomes connected to the larger psychological game unfolding around the Bowden family. That's why viewers should pay close attention to every conversation involving Natalie and Amber. Small moments often become major clues later. Then we have Zack. The preview suggests that Zack attempts to make amends. Once again, this sounds simple on the surface, but in stories like Cape Fear, apologies often arrive at significant moments. Sometimes characters apologize because they regret their actions. Other times they apologize because they sense disaster approaching. It's possible Zack has finally realized the consequences of his previous decisions. It's possible he's trying to repair damaged relationships before it's too late. But another theory is even more interesting. What if Zack knows something that the others don't? What if he has seen warning signs that nobody else has noticed? If that's true, then his efforts to make amends may represent more than guilt. They may represent fear. Fear that events are moving toward a point of no return. And speaking of fear, let's talk about Max himself. Episode 3 gave us several fascinating glimpses into his mindset. The series continues to blur the line between monster and victim, forcing viewers to question whether Max is simply seeking revenge or pursuing something much darker. Every time we think we've figured him out, the show reveals another layer. That's what makes him such a compelling antagonist. Most villains act out of rage. Max acts with purpose. He calculates. He observes. He waits. And then he strikes when people least expect it. That's why episode 4 feels so dangerous. The preview doesn't show explosions or dramatic confrontations. Instead, it focuses on relationships, conversations, trust, emotional connections. Those are Max's favorite battlegrounds. He's not interested in winning through force. He wants people to destroy themselves. Imagine how powerful it would be if Anna willingly turned to Max for help. Imagine how devastating it would be if the person she fears most becomes someone she starts depending on. That possibility alone could completely reshape the story. Now, let's explore another possibility. What if Max's revenge isn't actually his endgame? Many viewers assume his primary objective is punishing the people he believes wronged him. But what if revenge is only the beginning? What if Max wants something much more permanent? The preview seems to suggest that he's becoming increasingly integrated into the lives of the people around him. That raises a disturbing question. What if Max doesn't want to destroy the family from the outside? What if he wants to become part of their world? That would explain why he invests so much effort into psychological manipulation. It would explain why he carefully studies emotions instead of relying on intimidation. It would explain why trust matters so much. Because trust opens doors. And once those doors open, closing them becomes almost impossible. Another clue worth discussing is the atmosphere of the preview itself. Everything feels tense. Conversations seem loaded with hidden meaning. Characters appear uncertain. Nobody looks comfortable. That's often a sign that major revelations are approaching. The show wants viewers to feel unsettled. It wants us questioning every interaction. Who is telling the truth? Who is hiding something? Who is being manipulated? Those questions become more important with every episode. One scene in particular seems designed to make viewers nervous. Without revealing too much, there appears to be a growing sense that certain characters are underestimating the danger around them. That's a recurring theme throughout Cape Fear. People believe they understand the situation. They think they know the rules. Then Max changes the game. And that's exactly why episode 4 could contain a major surprise. The biggest twists are rarely advertised in previews. The scenes shown in trailers often distract viewers from what's really important. While everyone focuses on Anna, Max, Natalie, Amber, and Zack, the writers may be preparing something completely unexpected in the background. Perhaps a hidden secret will finally emerge. Perhaps a character's true motives will be revealed. Perhaps someone will make a decision that changes everything. Whatever happens, the title Pierce continues to stand out. It feels symbolic. It feels significant. It feels connected to the emotional core of the story. Maybe someone's carefully constructed lies are about to be pierced. Maybe someone's loyalty is about to be pierced. Maybe the illusion of safety is about to be pierced. And if that's the case, viewers should prepare for an emotional episode. One thing that makes Cape Fear so effective is its ability to create tension without relying on constant action. The fear comes from uncertainty. It comes from not knowing who can be trusted. It comes from watching characters make choices while understanding dangers they cannot see. Episode 4 seems poised to continue that tradition. Every conversation could hide a secret. Every smile could conceal manipulation. Every moment of trust could lead to disaster. That's why this preview feels so powerful despite revealing relatively little. The show understands that mystery is often more frightening than certainty. As we move closer to the episode's release, several questions remain unanswered. Will Anna regret seeking Max's help? Is Natalie moving toward a dangerous situation without realizing it? Can Zack truly make amends for past mistakes? And most importantly, what exactly is about to be pierced? The answers may be more shocking than anyone expects. Because if there's one lesson Cape Fear keeps teaching us, it's that appearances are deceptive. People are rarely what they seem. Motives are hidden beneath layers of emotion, and danger often arrives disguised as something harmless. That idea brings us back to Max. The closer he gets to these characters, the more dangerous he becomes. Not because he's stronger, not because he's smarter, but because people start forgetting who he really is.